Kamara driving.
And, Coach, we are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. Tonight, we wrap up Week 11 with a good Monday nighter between the Seattle Seahawks and the New Orleans Saints. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Switch.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Going quickly here to Thomas. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Open man is Henderson. That's complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And Kamara has it stripped, and the Seahawks have recovered. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. From the 39, Thorson. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23, and his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Throwing on second down, Brissett. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Ready. 60 or.
Defense. Let go, defense. All right, here we go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This pass to Jennings, and he makes a catch. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Ready? 18 gators. Come on out here. Come get some. Now.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. He pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. Now a toss play. It's Carson, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. Okay, so you just took the big loss. Now what are you doing on 4th down?
Well, we have a change of plans now is what we have, because I think they were looking at the play sheet, trying to dial something up to go for it on 4th down. But after that loss, that goes right out the window. Now you have to kick the field goal and hope to come back down the next time and score.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He'll look to shake off the interception on the opening drive. He should at least be comforted that it resulted in 3, not 6.
And if I were him, I would be the guy all the way out on the field greeting my defense now, saying thanks a lot. You held them to a field goal after I turned it over. That's a big defensive stand for them. He needs to go out now and make up for what he did on the first drive.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Carlos Henderson, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from me a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. On second and 11 now. Brissett, that's complete to his running back, Kamara. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Brissett. They'll get this into the hands of Deion Kane. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's faster.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Brissett sets to throw it. He'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. That's taken in by Henderson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start out on the ground with Carson and able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
I can't believe they even responded.
From the gun, it's Thorson. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki, and it's 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. They run for it with Carson. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. After the penalty, it's Penny. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
The Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Thorson. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We've got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? And they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there. No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL. Well, he made that catch knowing full well that at the end of it, he's going to catch a pretty good lick.
I guess if there's anyone on this team that can absorb a pop, it's him. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Throwing. Brissett. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. The Saints on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Brissett. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Hakeem Butler, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. Brissett now, pretty amazing. 14 of 16 throwing the ball. It's 1st and 10. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Demetrius Harris, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And they got the extra point. And a play fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball, they can go to that play-action pass. You see the end result, usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line, or no? Because there's not as much room to work with?
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations. So it is harder to defend.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks and no touchdown passes yet either. Thorson looks to throw on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Thorson, he lets it fly for Lockett. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The clock showing just 16 seconds till the half as they line up 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. 10 yards, good for the Saints, first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So here are the Saints to take over. They've got the lead right now. You remember last week they defeated the Carolina Panthers here. Good momentum. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. On the ground, Kamara trying to run inside, but nothing there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Brissett on 3rd and 2. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. They run it again with Kamara. 9 good yards there on the run, and now 3rd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. On the ground, this is Kamara. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Jadeveon Clowney has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will get the lead up to 14. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. It will give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over it. There. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added onto their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference, because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
10 yards, good for a Saints first down. Fifth catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right, safety valve, throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Now Kamara. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. The busy night continues for Kamara. And he loses the football a second time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
60 or. First down, Seattle. We don't want none. Let's go.
Throwing on first down. Staley under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Cameron Jordan able to record his 5th sack of the season. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now a man open down the middle of the field. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. This quarterback now 3 out of 5 since taking over, as he's given his guys a first down. Draw play. This is Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher and to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Check, 47. Hey, pick it up, defense.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Penny. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
From the gun on third down. Staley. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Back to throw. Staley. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So that drive, 4 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. 1-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
From the 29, Brissett. This is complete to Michael Thomas. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Brissett now. Open man, ball Butler complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they can...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Ben Gideon. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been tough to stop. 8 for 10 so far. This is 3rd and 17. Brissett. But it's caught. Tompkins.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Charles, this one, not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And just like that, it's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Staley. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And down right around the 37. 1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Staley. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Carson. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. On the draw, this is Penny. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Those shoulders went from parallel to square, and then he brought force with him to finish that run. Oh, that's impressive.
And we saw a lot of that a week ago when he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award. They come out here in the eye. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on. And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. As they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with an extra point.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. From the 27, Brissett. Open man completes it to Butler. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Brissett. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now Brissett. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
That's complete to his running back, Kamara.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and then angled for them and shot for them. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
Now it's Carson, and he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
60 outlaw.
Off play action. Staley. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Rashad Penny. And he'll be taken down at the 18.
Short gain, last two plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. On third down, it's Carson, and they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a fourth down. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been terrific so far. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. Coming up on a 3rd and 9. Opening drive of overtime as they look to convert. Looking to throw. Staley. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll wind up getting 8, but it's not enough. 4th down. Just looking down at this with a naked eye, looks like they have about a yard and a half. Any chance they go for it here?
There's a chance, but I have to say, punt the ball here. Get rid of this thing and try and help your defense a little bit. I know there's that temptation, and I know people have it on their play sheet. I have that one play that'll get me what I need, but if you don't get it, you pretty much handed the game to the other team. So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw them off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead and getting it, despite where they were on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it in my voice when they snapped the ball. I was like, oh, I almost wasn't ready to call the play. I just kept waiting for the timeout offensively. Back to throw. Staley. It's caught. Lockett. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That makes 3rd down a lot more interesting.
It certainly does. How about the example of situational football there and his ability to think the play through? 2nd and short, not anticipating a passing play, sold out and made a great tackle, which brings up 3rd down.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Decision to be made on 4th and just a few inches in overtime. What do you do?
I know you got to weigh it out as a head coach, because if you don't get it, you've turned it over in a great spot for the opposition to go down and win the game. But 4th and inches, I think what most teams do is they say, if we can't get inches, we don't deserve to win anyway.
A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down.
50, plant. Check 52 is the mark. You got nothing to work. Keep dribbling.
On the delay, here's Carson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They run it with Carson. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Let's go.
Down. 8, read.
Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day, all day.
2.
From the gun, Staley. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And that one results in 35 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. This is Carson. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys, poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. They come out here in the eye. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
61, matchbox, right. Check. Check.
Penny will try to punch it in. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Check 52.
From the gun on 3rd down. Staley, hard throw, incomplete. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up, because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
And now trotting back out with the rest of his offensive mates, the big tight end. And we see here the productivity certainly has decreased from the start of the game, but sometimes people forget these tight ends, they can do more than just catch the football.
That is so true, because now when things start to happen and you're not getting the ball as much, maybe you change your focus on the game. Maybe you become a very good decoy. Maybe you block a little bit more. But sometimes you have such a great first half, you expect it to continue to roll, and it doesn't just happen that easily in the second.
Now they have been able to shut him down, at least as of late. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Throwing, Brissett. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Brissett. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
51-yard attempt.
And this one's not going to get there. It's short, no good, and as a result, we will not continue in overtime. This game is suddenly over. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the